this is Ani from Ani Reviews, and today we will be reviewing the Anker iPad mini folio case. This case is available on Amazon.com for the price of $11.99 with free shipping. This is a great price for this case because of the following features, but before we get to that, let's actually review the case. So when starting out with the case, prior to this, my experience with the spec case was really good. However, I really needed a new case, and the spec case honestly just made the iPad really bulky. So when I unboxed this case, I was really happy because it's very slim and a slick case. Apple's motto is go slim, and slick, and that's basically their design. Obviously, looking at the MacBooks and iPhones and whatever you have it. But the Anker case really brings this out in the iPad. It allows the iPad to maintain a slim, stylish look while still keeping it protected. So let's get actually into the case. The texture is really nice on the front and the back. It makes it really holdable with one hand here. And the other thing I liked about it is I actually didn't notice this when I first unboxed it, but they have their little Anker emblem here, and it's really cool because, it's a very subtle case. You don't really see it in the dark. It just looks nice. It's a really nice feel to the case overall. Now when jumping into the actual case, the one thing that I really enjoyed is this matte finish. It comforts me, I guess, in a sense. That sounds really weird, but it comforts me to know that the iPad is being protected by the soft material. It's really soft to the touch, and it feels really nice to it feels like a really nice finish. The other thing that Anker has done well, and the speciality that this case includes, is the fact that this case can be mounted any which way you want. This is really useful because when you're reviewing a movie, some people want it like this, others will want it like this. Now, this is really unique because the most cases that are like this, actually, I have a device where somewhere only have like 3 slits here. So they literally have 3 slits, and you can only place your iPads in those slits. Otherwise, they'll fall off. The one thing that this case does is it allows me to place it anywhere. So let's say I like watching movies here, and let's say, oh, shake. As you can see, everything on my desk shook, but the case stayed sturdy. This gives me like the utmost confidence to, say, use it on a plane or some other such place, like, I don't know, Starbucks. But it's very stable, which is one thing that I really did appreciate that Anker put into it. So here's a side view of the case. Here's a back view, and they have a cutout for both the camera and the mic at the back, which is a great addition because I know some people that do record video on their iPad mini because, well, we're moving away from cameras and more to phones and tablets. I know some people that do record video on it, and for them this is actually a really nice touch. I periodically use my device in portrait view, but mostly in landscape, so I really like this because it helps me, do anything on it. The one thing that I did dislike, the 2 things that I did dislike about it, however, is the fact that the case makes the iPad feel a little bit heavier. I don't know, maybe just, something with me, but the spec case was actually lighter than this case. But, there's barely noticeable weight difference. There's like nothing. These guys just don't weigh anything at all, so it doesn't really matter too much to me. The one thing that does matter, however, is the fact that, you see how these are cut out over here? Well, on the top, the same things are not there. So let me explain. On the spec case, this thing going around it would be very well protected. These little speaker cutouts right here, instead of them just being one unibody cutout, they would actually have just a little slot for the lightning connector, and they would have little spacers in between for each and every speaker. But the one thing that this case doesn't do is exactly that. It doesn't protect the speakers. And chances are, I've been through some pretty crazy stories, and one of my aunts actually had her iPad in her bag, and she had coffee in her bag, which I don't know why she did, but the whole thing spilled over the iPad, and it was a disaster. So I don't know, maybe just with stories like that, but I mean, it doesn't really bother me because I'm very, very careful with my products, but this is something definitely that Anker maybe should think about. Now, keep in mind that I failed to mention that this is a consumer product review, so the final product may change, and if it does change, I will put parts of the changes that they made in the description below. Now, in addition to this, Spec did the same thing on top. They had a cutout for the mic, a cutout over here, and a cutout for the headphones. Unfortunately, on this guy, they don't have it. On here, Spec did the same thing, the differentiation in between each and every one of these. I don't really mind. I like this. I like it this way, but I mean, whatever floats your boat. So, in the end, this definitely meets the value for $11.99. I would pay $20 for a case like this personally. It's a great case. It's free shipping. It's pretty cheap compared to most of the competitors. I mean, if you go to Target, the Spec cases I think was $30, which is a ridiculous amount of money, and this is $12, and it does the job really well. Your magnetic cover, everything works perfect. It's really precise, the cutouts. There's a tad bit of lip over the screen, so if you ever set it down like this, which I don't know anyone that would, but it would protect the screen. But yes, all in all, it's a great case for $11.99, and I do recommend it. So, if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up, like it, or subscribe. I'd really appreciate it because this is my first video, and I'm new to this YouTube. I'm new to the YouTube community. So if you could please like and subscribe, that would be great. Pass it on to your friends, and please give me some constructive criticism, I guess. Alright, YouTube, thanks. That's it for this video, and stay tuned for the next one.